I've been involved in the construction industry for almost 20 years. And I hate even saying that because it ages the shit out of me. But I'm going to tell you some of the things I've learned from seeing it from the outside, supporting the construction industry, being on the inside, running construction companies, and now for the last 8 years, coaching and consulting construction companies to scale. I've seen a lot of do's and don'ts. I'm going to give you some stories that I've lived through to help you understand what the reality of this industry looks like, to help you avoid some of the pitfalls and ultimately celebrate some of the successes along the way. So my career in the construction industry started supporting it. In 2009, I started in business-to-business sales for Verizon Wireless, selling connected technology to the construction vertical in Charlotte, North Carolina. I helped people in all aspects of construction and home service. My vertical was from 0 to 500 employees, which is 99.9% of construction companies in the world, right? They're all, and most people watching this are smaller, family run, which is who I supported. And in 2009, 2010, I was selling $1,000 iPads to contractors right after 2008. And I saw a lot of what the downs look like. And early on in my career, like I didn't understand business ownership at this point, but I really got to learn the construction industry and the family stories and the dads and the sons working together and the generations of business owners that came through and had just survived. Because I was only dealing with people who survived 2008. This is 2009, 2010, 2011. And I learned a lot about what it looks like to run a small family company and survive the downside. And the truth, the first lesson I want you to know is no matter what, you're going to experience good seasons and bad seasons. Some good seasons and bad seasons will last 30 to 90 days. Some will last 3 to 5 years. And you have to really, really want to do what you do in the ups and the downs if you're going to survive. One of the things I've said for a long time, and I mean this, I said it in a kind of a respectful way. It's going to sound kind of rude, but the people that I met have been doing and running businesses for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years just were too dumb to give up. Like they just accepted the downs with the ups because they were just happy doing what they do. And if you got into construction to get rich quick, if you got into roofing because like roofing salespeople make a bunch of money, you're not a contractor, you're a sales and marketer. And accept that. It's not an insult, just accept the fact you're not a contractor, you're a sales and marketer. And you found a way to make the most money possible with that skill set. Cool. But if you want to be a contractor, you have to love serving the community that you're in. It's one of the biggest things I've seen from companies that I've coached and consulted and ran. You know, my business right now, WinRate Consulting, has been around for 7 years. Like you have to really, really want what you're doing because it's hard. And there's nothing you can do to avoid the ups and the downs. There's going to be good seasons. There's going to be bad seasons. And the 100% of it is out of your control. There are things I'm going to tell you in this video that like are things you need to do to be successful. But the truth is market conditions change, interest rates change, weather gets in the way, what's happening, what's popular on Pinterest right now. None of that's in your control. You have to meet the market where it is and you have to deliver a top-notch standard-setting client experience or you're not going to last. If you got into this not thinking about that, I'm telling you the truth. And I've coached a lot of people and I've helped a lot of people post-COVID. 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 were the easiest years in the construction home service space that there might ever be again. And I might be wrong. Okay, there's definitely potential for future things. But the government pumps so much money into people's bank accounts and no one could go spend it anywhere. They put a bunch of money into their homes. And people who started businesses from 2020 to 2023 thought it was going to be easy. And then 2024 showed up and then 2025 showed up. And you now have government issues and elections. And, you know, I'm recording this video the day after like the first maybe bombings I've ever actually seen like on the internet. And like, it's like people like World War III. Like if you're a millennial, you've seen more drama and bullshit in the first 40 years of your life than any generation ever, which is most contractors I talk to are the same age. Like I'm 38. Most people are at 25 to 45. We've seen between 2008, COVID, like all these things that we've been through, multiple downturns. It's been the hardest generation from what I hear. I wasn't alive before this, but we've seen the most, just say public drama and challenges and just societal problems. You're not in control of any of that, but you have to be prepared to ride the waves up and down of your business. You know, early on, I learned a lot about what it looks like to run a long-term company. And it's hard. And you have to eat shit for a while. And you have to live, your lifestyle is going to have to adjust. You might have to sell things like your house and your cars to keep your business going. That's the people who have lasted 30, 40 years have gone through seasons where they had to substantially reduce their lifestyle to make sure their business lasts because they cared so much about their business. And caring about your business is two parts. You have to care about the market you're supporting, and you have to want success for your employees more than yourself. Those are two things that I think are horizontally true across everything. Even within my own business, as a business owner, you're going to go through seasons where you don't pay yourself so you can pay your employees. That's going to happen at some point. And people who say that hasn't happened to them, I'm happy for them. But that's the outlier. You'll talk to way more business owners. Leaders eat last. Simon Sinek talks about it. Leaders eat last. That's the reality. You have to make sure that your customers taken care of, your vendors taken care of, your subs taken care of, your employees are taken care of, your family's taken care of, your parents taken care of. All of that needs to happen before you're taken care of. And look, the truth is, when you do a good job of that, there's plenty left over. Like, that's why entrepreneurship is so lucrative. If you do a good job, there is plenty left over. But you have to care more about supporting your market and supporting your employee and supporting your family than you do about supporting yourself. And if you're a single individual, no family, maybe it's different. I've only had businesses with a family. And I've only really worked with people who have a family while running a business. But I think that's the truth. I think most business owners have families. And I think if you are not prepared to put everybody's well-being above your own, your business is going to tear you apart. If you look at it selfishly, it's going to tear you apart. So after I left corporate America and supporting these businesses in the construction space, I got into remodeling and then I got into roofing. So it was about a 6-year period where I was in sales and business development and scaling a remodeling company and then transitioned to a roofing company. What I learned, the most powerful lesson in both of those scenarios is financial intelligence and financial awareness and knowing your numbers. You cannot outsell that problem, because I did. I came in and took those companies from one company took from 300,000 revenue to 3 million in revenue in a year. And I took one from 2 million to 6 million in a year, thinking I was doing my job. Thinking I came in to help the owner. I kind of came in as a key employee, number 2 in the business. These were small companies. The first one, 300,000, had 3 employees, took them to 3 million. The other one probably had 12 employees, took them from 2 to 6 million. Those are real numbers. And I broke both of those companies. I ended up losing my job or moving on because I was supporting an owner who did not have financial awareness or great leadership skills. I came in and scaled a company around somebody who did not have the capacity to keep up with it. And that's just the truth. And both of those relationships ended poorly. I'm a driver. I'm a good leader. I'm a high communicator. And when I work for people who can't keep up with me, I end up rubbing those people wrong. I end up pushing my boundaries. And my maturity level wasn't what it is now. I didn't understand business ownership like I do now. At that season, that was 2012 to 2017. I didn't have the maturity level that I do now and understanding of business ownership. But I will tell you, both of those leaders that I worked for failed their companies because of their lack of evolution in systems and processes around financial awareness. As more money came in, the processes didn't change. And ultimately, the lack of that awareness and lack of proper financial management led to both of those companies failing under the pressure of a high-performing salesperson, me. I came in and created an enormous amount of revenue. So if you're a business owner right now who can't seem to get their finances in order, you think, well, if we just get more sales, we'll be okay. You're wrong. You will multiply the problems and you will be unable to come out from under that. One of those companies ended up needing to go through bankruptcy. They stayed in business. They restructured their debt. If you don't know this, hey, new lesson, there's 2 types of bankruptcies. One, you shut your company down. One, you restructure your debt and you stay in business. So that company restructured their debt, stayed in business, but ultimately had to file bankruptcy because we did not scale with the right financial awareness and intelligence. Another big lesson I learned is that great employees don't leave bad companies, they leave bad leaders. And this has now happened to me 3 times with the remodeling company, with the roofing company, and with a more recent fractional client that I was working with. I walked away from all 3 of those businesses because of poor leadership. I lost trust in the leader's ability to lead me effectively for me to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. And that's unfortunate. The truth is, I'm a high-performing employee. I'm a phenomenal worker. I'm great at systems and processes and leadership and business development and efficiency creation. I'm really good at those things. And when I'm supporting somebody or working for somebody who can't keep up with me, I want to move on. It just is no longer fun for me. And so I'm a product of that from an employee perspective. I'm also a product of that as a leader. I have employees I've had for 4, 5, 6 years because of my ability to be a leader worth following. I'd say out of 25 employees, 15 of them I've had for more than 3 years. That is abnormal. If you don't know that, at least I believe that is an abnormal thing, that the majority of my employees have been here for 2, 3 plus years. Some of them 4 plus. And so I'm a product of being a leader that's worth following. And I'm a product of being a high performing employee who had a leader not worth following. And so in all of those scenarios, from a contractor perspective, being a really good leader allows you to maintain high performing employees that will help you grow your company. What I think a lot of people miss is that when you treat a high performer well, they will conspire to help you win. They want to see you win because you're somebody they want to support. And so overall, that was a huge lesson learned in those seasons of my life. If you want to build a lasting company, if you want to build a lasting team, you have to be a great leader. But more in the tactical side of business is people want to be led, okay? People want to be told what to do. People want to be told how much to do it. People want parameters around their job. Whether you're a contractor or not, your sales team, your marketing team, your office team, your production staff, your financial team, your bookkeeper, people want to be told what you want. So if you can't identify what you want, start there. Figure out, hey, this is what I want. This is what it should look like. This is what I want from the company. This is how much money we want to make. How many projects we want to do, whatever it is. Everybody wants to be led. And high performers need to be led more aggressively than low performers. They want to be given the standards. They want to be told what to do. They want to be handed what you want from them so they can go execute it. I see a lot of people make the mistake of hiring people and then believing that that person should just know what to do out the gate and they don't lead them. Overall, that's business lesson. That has nothing to do with contractors. But in my experience, I have even learned sometimes people want to be led more aggressively than I feel like they do because they don't know how to say it. I don't know that they need it. And now that I've gotten into like I've coached, consulted, stepped in and helped ran over 300 companies in the last 6 or 7 years. And one of the biggest mistakes I see in that space is the leader does not understand what they want. There's no mission, there's no vision, there's no core values. I am an absolute dictator when it comes to having mission, vision, and core values. I do not think any company can run effectively without an identified mission, vision, and core values because every decision for the company, systems, processes, hires, equipment, customers, marketing, website, everything. Every decision you make has to be compared to the mission, vision, and core values to know that we are making a decision in alignment to get a singular desired outcome. It's one of the first things I do with every client. I tend to come in and challenge what they have already. Like I just started with a new client this past week. The first thing I did was tell me your mission, vision, and core values. They couldn't, which means, but they're like, oh, they're documented somewhere. That's not having it. That's not deploying it. That's not using it as a tool. Without that, you can never create independent decision makers on your team. And if you've been a victim of like, man, like they just don't know how to do it the way I want them to do it, what tool are you giving them to figure that out? Mission, vision, and core values are a phenomenal tool to give people the ability to make decisions like you'd want them to without your input. And it allows you to scale. It allows you to develop, leaders in place and turn them into leaders in charge. It allows you to step away from your company and actually like have time to take a vacation. It allows you to make more money without your own hands. Ultimately, without your ability to lead and scale a team and give them a unified mission and desired outcome, you're going to be stuck in it forever. It's probably the number one thing I see at WinRate from clients that are able to achieve what they want and clients that don't. The people who get really clear and serious about the mission, vision, and core values, what do they want and what do they want it to look like, and those that don't take it seriously, the result differential is wild. I've seen companies go from 1 to 10 million, and I've seen companies go from 1 million to 900,000 under the same program. Some take it seriously and some don't. Those that don't take it seriously tend to not see the same results, those that don't deploy it the same way. But overall, as a contractor, your ability to support your community, support your team, support your family, build a vision, and hold people accountable through systems and processes and financial awareness, that is what it takes. And there's no scapegoating that. There's no getting around it. There's nothing you're going to be able to do to get the business you want without that. I'm talking maybe close to 1,000 contractors I have intimately learned about, been in their business, between corporate America when I was selling connected technology, to being inside of companies, to coaching, consulting, leading. It's got to be close to 1,000 companies I've looked under the hood of. And those things that I've seen and deployed and taught people how to do, it's unavoidable if you actually want a long-term, successful, financially fruitful company. If you want to grind and you want to be on the tool belt, and you don't need to do those things. If you just want to be a solopreneur and you want to be a independent performer and you want to wear the tool belt and you want to make all the money you make without hiring, cool. Your ceiling is going to be much shorter than somebody willing to do the things I've reviewed in this video. If you're somebody who wants the things that I've reviewed in this video, but you don't know what to do next, you don't know where to start, you don't know how to make it happen, or you're just a little insecure, scarce about what to do next, click the link below. Like, this is what we do. Let's have a conversation. There's access to a free course to get you started on some more in-depth knowledge on some of these things. There's also like hundreds of videos on this channel. I'll let Ryan, my videographer, decide what video goes right here next. But there's hundreds of videos here, but you can't do it. In my opinion, it is very difficult. I don't say you can't. That's kind of a finite statement, but I don't believe people can do what I'm talking about without help from somebody who's done it. I've had coaches and consultants my entire career. I highly suggest it. And if it's not with WinRate or it's not with my team, totally cool. Go find somebody who can help you deploy the things that you don't know how to do yet, so that you can get over that hump and start to see the fruits of that labor. Look, my goal is how people win fast and win often. To do that, I need you to take the first step and ask for help. Click the link. Let's have a conversation. Let's see how we can help you deploy these things to help you win fast and win often.